welcome to Transformation Thursdays, brought to you by Northeast Delta Human Services Authority. My name is Julia Albritton, and I am the Special Initiatives Manager here at the agency. So what we do on Transformation Thursdays is this is our platform where we can bring on our partners and other agency resources and other agency departments to help show you guys what we have and connect you to valuable resources in your communities. Northeast Delta Human Services Authority provides mental health, addictive disorder, developmental disability, and prevention and wellness services throughout the 12 parishes here in Northeast Louisiana. We are dedicated to transforming how we provide these vital services to our citizens. We bring innovative programs to the people of Northeast Louisiana, which include integration of behavioral health services for those with behavioral disorders that are at risk for experiencing psychiatric or behavioral emergencies, and collaborations with partner agencies that help their staff know how to recognize mental health issues. We work to break down these barriers that keep citizens from obtaining treatment. Our sole purpose is to keep the specific needs of the people in our communities at the forefront of our efforts. Our mission here at Northeast Delta is to build a unified Northeast Louisiana where individuals are thriving and reaching their full human potential. Our mission is to serve as a catalyst for individuals with mental health, developmental disabilities, and addictive disorders get help to realize their full human potential by offering quality, excellent care with greater accessibility. 3 tenets that guide our actions are greater access to services, excellent customer service, and quality competent care. If you or someone you know who is in need of immediate assistance, please call our 24-hour crisis hotline number at 1-800-256-2522. So today we have the manager of the Opportunity Zone Coalition here at Northeast Delta Human Services Authority, Ms. Kayshana Hall. The Opportunity Zone Coalition is a Northeast Delta HSA initiative that addresses high-risk behaviors in our communities and strives to reduce underage drinking in both Ouachita and Franklin parishes. Its purpose is to build community coalitions and utilize data to identify needs and interventions through information dissemination and providing alternative activities for our youth. The Opportunity Zone began from citizens' needs expressed during our faith-based mental health summits and data from our Caring Communities youth surveys. Northeast Delta coalitions engage and encourage collaboration from community leaders, educators, healthcare prevention professionals, faith-based leaders, and law enforcement by asking them to take action in strengthening policies and improving practices that are driven by concerned citizens and sustained by united efforts to make our communities thrive. So welcome, Ms. Hall. So glad to have you on our stream today.
Hi.
Thank you so much for being on.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, ma'am. So the Opportunity Zone has been doing a lot of things recently. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Tell us about the work that you do as the manager of the Opportunity Zone Coalition.
All right, so the Opportunity Zone coalitions cover Ouachita and Franklin Parish. So for basically, we have 3 coalitions. For Ouachita, we have the Monroe Coalition, as well as the West Monroe Coalition. And for Franklin, we just have 1 for Franklin Parish, because it's a little bit smaller of the area. And our sole purpose, one of our main focuses, is the prevention of underage drinking. So that's what we focus on.
And that's really important, especially hitting these younger generations. You know, underage drinking is something that is very critical and easily accessible to a lot of the youth in our areas. So it's really important to get them at those young ages where the decision processes are really starting to take place in their minds and their forming brains. And I know that's a whole big process, but basically to put it simply, reaching out to our youth, helping them make those critical decisions, right?
It is, yes. Our Caring Communities youth survey, every time it's done, it's showing that they're starting younger and younger. So it's imperative that we reach them, like you said, as young as possible, because it's starting a lot earlier than we think. So.
Absolutely. So when thinking about, this Underage Drinking Coalition and the goals that you guys have, how does this program help the youth in our area as well as their parents or guardians? I know we've got, in a lot of cases, grandparents raising grandkids, and, there's a lot of caregivers who are raising kids that may not necessarily be theirs, or how you got single parent households, and there's a lot that goes into these things. But how is this program helping the youth and then their guardians as well.
Now, three of the main things we do, which are not limited to this, but we do a lot of information dissemination as well as education and providing alternative activities for the youth. So the information dissemination and the education, that's going to help the youth and the parents or caregivers as well as educators, teach them the facts, and also how to facilitate these important discussions with those youth in their life, whether they're actual children, or it's maybe you're a cool aunt and you want to have that conversation because it's important, so we teach people how to have that conversation with factual information. And the alternative activities we do it is important for the youth to have something else to do outside of getting into these negative things such as underage drinking or any other substance abuse things. It provides them a positive space to be in. Normally when we do alternative activities, there's also always an educational component to it as well.
And like what we were discussing earlier, these programs, again, so vital for our youth, our parents, guardians, and all of this boils down to, coalition membership. That's important. So how does somebody join the coalition? Is there any stipulations? Who can join? Can it be youth? Does it have to be somebody who's a parent of a teen or an adolescent? Who all can join the Opportunity Zone?
I'm so glad you asked. So who can join? People who care. So you don't have to be a parent to join. You don't have to be connected to an agency to join. And yes, you can be a youth and join. That's something we're trying to do more of, is get more youth involved, because they're going to know, especially when it comes to things that are trending and how trends, they change so fast. Mm-hmm. So the youth are on the ground floor of it. So it's important that their voices are heard. You need to hear the voice of the community that you're trying to serve. That way your messaging is getting across the way that it needs to. But they can email me or give me a phone call here at the office. Or if you see us out involved in a community event, normally we have what we have called coalition cards, and you can just kind of give me your information right there, and I can be in touch with you as far as getting an agreement set up for one of the coalitions. And we like to do it as but where you live. So if you live in West Monroe and that's your community, I would like for you to try to be in the West Monroe Coalition, just respective to where you're located. I think we have one person who actually lives in Monroe, but they have really, really deep ties in Franklin. So they're kind of on both. If it's something like that, that's totally fine too. But we're just looking for people who care and who can commit and give us a little bit of your time, and a little bit of your effort to try to help us make these positive changes in our community.
Exactly. Because what's the point of being in a coalition if you're not, just to be in it?
We need you to be active.
Yeah, be active, volunteer. And I've seen in the past where you guys have been working events where other coalition members from other businesses have come out and participated. We've had Pelican State Credit Union. Yes. They've assisted you guys with a lot of events. So it's really about collaboration and, building those relationships in the communities with the community members working together. So that's such a great initiative. So, whenever you guys are out, I know you guys have those big coalition cards. I've seen them. You can't miss them. We can't miss you guys out there. You guys are doing all sorts of community events, whether either you're sponsoring, we're sponsoring them as the agency, or we're tying in with other people in our community and other agencies as well. So you guys are out there in the trenches. So definitely, if you guys are out there and you see the Opportunity Zone set up anywhere, definitely give them a shout and go check them out, because they have a bunch of resources for parents and for kids and for educators as well. So let's talk about some of the ways that you interact with youth, Ms. Hall, as part of your coalition work. What's some of the things that you guys do with the youth?
So the most youth contact usually we get is by going into the schools. We've done an immersive program at Richwood Junior High, which is something I want to get into some other schools. What we do is we get this inflatable maze, and we have the Fatal Vision Kit, which is basically a kit that comes with these impairment goggles, which simulates what it's like to be impaired at different blood alcohol content levels. So it teaches the youth and the adults, because it's educational for everyone and everyone can participate, about the importance of not doing any activities, honestly, while you're impaired, and how dangerous it can be. And again, by it having the different blood alcohol content levels, it shows you the different levels, and it also teaches you about blood alcohol content, because usually a lot of youth don't understand what that is, and they don't understand that the only way to get sober is time. There are no tricks. There's nothing like that. But I think that's my favorite activity. We also, like I said earlier, we participate in other community events. We were just at the Black History Parade in Richwood. We also did the Mardi Gras Market in Monroe. We have Spring Carnival coming up in Franklin. We're going to get some of the student ambassadors involved in that. We have student ambassadors in Franklin Parish High. So that's how we do, how we get in touch with our youth. We also teach weekly classes at the West Monroe Community Center for growing up drug free, as well as positive adolescent choices training. And hopefully we'll be able to do it again this year with the city of Monroe. We collaborate with them with their summer camps at all of the recreation centers for Monroe, so where we can teach some growing up drug free classes and things like that. So as any opportunity we get, we jump on it to get out there and get in direct line with the youth.
I can definitely tell. And just to speak on the Fatal Vision goggles, because you did have the maze set up at an event that I helped with last year. And just so you guys know, those goggles are no joke. They really distort your vision, and they give a very accurate representation of what it's like to be inebriated to the point where you cannot navigate your way through that maze. It is very difficult. So
and that's just walking.
Yeah, definitely. So providing them with that real world experience is so detrimental, because it's showing them without them actually having to go through that process and the repercussions of that. And having the parenting classes and you guys being out and doing things in the community, that shows that you're there, and that Northeast Delta is making good on their promise to reach out to these communities and provide, the people of Northeast Louisiana with the resources that they need to help them live to their full human potential. And one of the ways is starting with our youth. So
that's right.
Absolutely. Okay, so Ms. Hall, before we go into our next portion of our segment, did you want us to know anything else about the Opportunity Zone Coalition?
If there's anything that I need you to know, is that we need you. We need you.
I love that.
So I think my contact information was up there a little bit earlier. I'm sure it'll pop up again at some point. Please use it. We need you. Even if you can't fully commit to becoming a coalition member, we just call me and see what it is that you can do. Maybe there's something else that you might want to assist us with as far as programs or events, or maybe you're having an event that needs some support, or maybe you have some questions, or you need someone to come speak as far as underage drinking prevention or anything to do with alcohol and underage consumption. Reach out to us. Please reach out. We need you. We can't do it without you. That's what the coalition is all about. Like you said before, Julie, it's about partnership. We've got to come together. We can't do it separately. So we need you.
Absolutely. So that brings us to the next part. Like I said, being a part of the coalition and participating in the coalition is extremely important, so that you guys can make those community connections and do things like what you're about to do with this youth summit. We've seen the save the date on Facebook and on all of our other social media platforms. Youth Summit coming up for 2022. Can you tell us more about that awesome event? We've seen it. We've heard about it. I need details.
Yes, I sure can. So the annual Youth Summit is something that normally happened in person before I got here. Last year was our first time going virtual. It was awesome. This year, we're going to go virtual again just to make sure everyone is safe. And we expect it to be even bigger and better. So this year, our keynote speaker is going to be Big Al Cherry. I'm really excited about it. And our two introduction speakers will be Raven Thistle as well as Asia Jordan. So I'm really excited. Our theme for this year is we're lit, LIT, leaders in training. So I'm just excited. It's gonna run March the 25th from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. And again, it's all gonna be virtual, so you can log in via Zoom, and I believe it'll also be streaming on Facebook. If for some reason you're not able to get in on the Eventbrite, which you should be able to. So we're encouraging all educators and all at-home students and parents to register and log in, register your classes. This is something you don't want your students to miss. This is definitely something you don't want your youth to miss. And even parents, it's something you don't want to miss either, because there'll be important information on there for you as well. And we'll also have some of our Monroe student ambassadors involved. So if you attend Wiseman or Neville, you might get to see one of your classmates on the live stream as well.
That's a great incentive, getting to, potentially miss out on some classwork while you attend this cool youth summit, listen to some awesome speakers, and then see your friends. Maybe they can give you a shout out on a live stream. Absolutely. And, this is, when you mentioned the speakers earlier, I've gotten to hear Miss Raven Thistle and Miss Asia Jordan speak at a couple of events, and they're two amazing young women.
They are.
They are in for a treat for sure, for getting to listen to those young ladies.
I forgot to say, we'll also have a live DJ, because we are also lit in the regular sense too. So there'll be a live DJ. It's going to be fun. Yeah. It's all about fun, but it's also about learning and getting the information, so we want to make it fun too.
And I love that you're talking. You said it was leaders in training.
Yes.
I love that. So tell us more about that and what you hope to accomplish with this youth summit. How is that going to impact the youth in our area?
So my hope is that not only will the youth and the parents and educators attending or participating in it, they'll be able to get some information. That's great, but I want them to be able to get information that they're actually able to apply to their life, and that way they're able to make some sort of difference. Our main target audience for the virtual youth summit is junior high on up. So these are all youth that are about to be in some sort of transitional stage, like whether you're transitioning from junior high to high school, or we have a lot of seniors that are about to transition. They're about to go ahead and go off to college. That's a whole different world. And I believe this information, these tips and tools and things that they can put in their pocket to use when they get in certain situations. It'll teach them how to say no to the things that they need to say no to, but also how to say yes to some of the things that they should be saying yes to as well, just to give them that courage and that encouragement, So that's what I hope. My hope is that they're actually going to be able to apply the information to make a positive difference, or maybe just reinforce some of the positive things they already have within them, So that's my hope.
That's amazing. And that, that helps them to build up confidence. Like what you said, you've got kids going from, middle school into high school. That's a big deal, going from 8th to 9th grade. That's a whole different situation. Plus, once you go out from high school and you go into college, that's an entirely different planet. So helping them build up that confidence to know that they have the ability to do what they want to do and set their minds to. And that's just an initial step in that process. So what a great way to do this. They can get out of class time for a little bit, get a break, have some fun while learning at the same time.
Yes.
This is such a great event. So it will be broadcasted live as well. And you are able to register for it. So we will have that registration link posted on our social media platforms as well. There's an Eventbrite link. You can click it. You can register yourself, or if you're an educator, you can register your whole class as well. So this is all really great stuff that you guys are doing, Kayshana, and we really appreciate having you on here with us.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. Let's just double check and see if we have any questions from the comment section. We'll let Dylan check in with us and see if we have any questions. Let me see. Okay. All righty. So it looks like we have a few questions. Dylan says, okay, he's going to send us some of the questions in from the chat.
Okay, cool.
All right, let's give him just a minute. Okay, so one of the questions from the comment section was if we have, if y'all have any coalition services that are available in Lincoln Parish.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's okay. Somebody was asking from the comment section if we have any coalitions in the Lincoln and Jackson area, but I think you just said it was just Washita and Franklin Parish right now, right?
For me, yes. Right now it's Washita and Franklin.
Okay, yeah, so just Washita and Franklin as of right now. So for the Washita Coalition, I know we have Monroe and West Monroe cities,
Yes.
right? And then for Franklin Parish, that's the whole
Yes,
parish.
it's the whole thing.
Okay, gotcha. All righty. So that answers that. Do we have any more questions from the chat, Dylan? That's all? Okay, great. Well, so we do have the, overall, it's 2 coalitions. The Washita Coalition is made up of West Monroe and Monroe cities, and then the Franklin Parish Coalition is for all of Franklin Parish as well.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Well, technically it's 3. So Monroe is its own, West Monroe is its own, and then Franklin is its own.
That's right.
So
Because you typically, like what you said, you typically want people, whatever area that they are familiarized with or have good connections in, which you guys do collaborate on with.
Yes, we do. We do, because we're so Monroe, West Monroe, we're so close.
I know.
Monroe,
That's right. Just a river over. Absolutely. All right. Well, before we let you go, Kayshana, we're just going to let the audience know, if you guys aren't already following us, check out our social media platforms. We are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. We have a YouTube page as well, and we're on TikTok.
Yeah.
So we are on TikTok as well. We also have a mobile app that is available on the Google Play Store right now. If you or someone you know who could utilize some Northeast Delta services, behavioral health services, maybe you need a crisis hotline number, maybe you know somebody who's suffering with gambling addiction, needs tobacco treatment access, things like that, download our app. It's a one-stop shop. All of our services are on there. It has all of our clinics information. You can find a clinic that's specific to you in your area. And we also have a mobile unit that is available that we can deploy to your area if you don't have immediate access to the clinic. So we encourage you to follow the Phoenix, as it were. And we also have a website. It's also a one-stop shop for any Northeast Delta resources that you may be in need of. Go on there, give us a follow, check us out on social media. And we just want to thank you again, Ms. Hall, for coming on and talking about the Opportunity Zone Coalition and then your youth summit that you guys have coming up. You're doing so much in the community, and we can definitely see that. And it's so refreshing to have people coming in that care about our youth, that want to make lasting impacts in the community. So we greatly appreciate having you on today to talk about everything that you guys are doing.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right. And thank you all so much for tuning into this segment of Transformation Thursdays. We also have another segment coming up next week, so be sure to tune in for that as well. Thank you all. Bye-bye.